Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inspiration 44. Today is November 13th, 2012. I am your host, Stacy Lynn Harp. Feel free to follow me over at Inspiration 44 on Twitter, at the number 44 Inspiration, at the number 44 Inspiration. Now, today's devotional or thought that I have here is called When Your Friend is an Ostrich. You're probably going, huh? What? What does that mean? Well, I've had a situation in my life recently with somebody who was a really good friend of mine, and some things have happened along the way, and it's been a very interesting turn of events with this person. And, I had another friend recently tell me something very profound, and I want to read this to you. This is out of the book of Job in the Bible. And I just want to make sure I get the right version up here. It's in Job chapter 39. This is God talking about nature and beings and stuff. But beginning in verse 13 of Job chapter 39, it says this: The ostrich's wings flap joyously with the pinion and plumage of love, or plumage of love. For she abandons her eggs to the earth and warms them in the dust, and she forgets that a foot may crush them, or that a wild beast may trample them. She treats her young cruelly as if they were not hers. Though her labor be in vain, she is unconcerned, because God has made her forget wisdom, and has not given her a share of understanding. When she lifts herself on high, she laughs at the horse and its rider. And anyway, so just think about this for a second. There are people in your life who just don't have wisdom. They really don't. And many people are like ostriches. They flap their wings joyously, and, they abandon things in their life that are very important, but, they do it for a time because they're forgetful. They forget, like the ostrich does, that a foot might crush them, or a wild beast might trample them. She treats her young cruelly, as if they're not hers. You know people like that, right? And though her labor be in vain, she doesn't care. She just doesn't care, because, verse 17 of Job 39, Job 39, verse 17, write this down, Job 39, 17, because God has made her forget wisdom, and has not given her a share of understanding. Do you know people like that? I do. And I have to tell you, when you realize certain people in your life are ostriches, that they are careless as all get out, that they really do put their head in the sand, the proverbial sand, and they act carelessly. It doesn't matter what they do. Their labor is in vain, because it's destroyed because of their carelessness and their lack of wisdom. Which is why I think the Bible is very clear about the fear of the Lord being the beginning of wisdom. And, you can definitely see in a person who's like an ostrich that they don't fear the Lord, that they don't have that wisdom to know the difference between right and wrong, or the discernment to know good from evil. They just flap along happily as if, as if there's not a care in the world. All the while that making their actions destroy everything in their life that's was a gift to them, but also is hopefully good to them, but they don't care. Because like Job 39 verse 17 says, I'll read it again. This is a good verse to memorize, people, just so you know. Because God has made her forget wisdom, and she has not given her a share of understanding, and has not given her a share of understanding. So God has made the ostrich to forget wisdom, and has not given her a share of understanding. Okay? So it's interesting. So I just want you to think about this today. I've been thinking about it the last couple of days. My very astute friend pointed this out to me, and I'm like, you know what? You're actually pretty right. Some people, they use you, or they act like they care, and then they do all these things. They set themselves up to fail, and they just lack wisdom. They're like an ostrich. So if you have a friend that's an ostrich, find some comfort in knowing that, you know what, that's how God made the ostrich. And you can pray for your friend that they get some common sense, but, you know, it might only go so far. And then the greater question is, are you an ostrich? If you are an ostrich, then I think that you might even not even understand this. But maybe you have ostrich tendencies, so that might be something to work on as well. Anyway, I'd love your comments on this, so feel free to leave them right there wherever you're listening to this, right here on Spreaker. And follow me on Twitter at the number 44 Inspiration. Mention you heard me here. Or on Google Plus or Facebook, wherever it is you're listening to this. And I'd love hearing your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you tomorrow, right here on Inspiration 44.